Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar for DayTradingRadio.com. Today we're going to do a little update on the MES and futures trading challenge I was doing for this week. It is Tuesday, and we're the second day into it, and I got to tell you, conditions in the futures are horrendous, especially for the overall markets, as we are stuck in this really tight range, waiting for a debt ceiling compromise or some news to kind of settle that out. Right now there's just so much angst in the market. I'm going to show you some charts tonight, but it is giving us great opportunities. Now what you're looking at right now, I just want to go over because it's live right now. It's about 8 o'clock, almost 9 o'clock p.m. and we're trading here live at DayTradingRadio.com. Just to let you know, I do a show every single day live on DayTradingRadio.com. So you could just tune in there. You can actually go to the website and see the screen. You can see the screen right here, my screen that you're seeing like on the video here. You hear me talking. We get on the air about 7:30 in the morning and go until 4 in the afternoon at the close. So this is real trading all day long. We have a great community of traders in our chat rooms. We specialize in futures, stocks, and options. So it's something to check out if you want to go to DayTradingRadio.com. Just mark it down and check it out anytime you want to trade with a good group of traders. Now, I've been trading since 1996, but trading live and educating traders since 2007 here at Day Trading Radio. And throughout that time, we've developed a lot of tools to help future traders, and one of them is called the RockBot. It's an automated algorithmic trading bot that works on the NinjaTrader platform. So it's written in NinjaScript. And it's based off George Lane's divergence methodology, which I consider myself a student and expert of. And that's what I teach. I teach a style of trading that's based off of that. And the script here is basically the formula that we use to identify divergences, and it trades it, and it has trailing stops. And there's so much to go on and know that. I would just direct you to DayTraderRadio.com and look up the RockBot for more information on that. There's a link there that tells you all about it. But right now it is active, and it was great all day. Now we know that the markets have been. First of all, let's back up. Let's not go back. Let's get back here. Let's back up right into our website for a second. Let's just go here for a second. This is DayTradingRadio.com. All right, just to give you a look at it, and again, you just click on that, and you'll actually see we're trading the markets live right now. If we scroll down, you'll see we have a great starter package. Actually, I'm gonna offer this starter package. It's $129. I'm gonna offer that for people listening to this video. I'll give you guys a code. I'll change the price for the week to $99 for 3 months, and that gives you everything here. The RockBot channel, high probability setups. Again, you have to look into it. I'm not going to spend the whole time on this, but it's a great little Memorial Day special we're going to run out there. If you want the script, like I said, just go here. The exclusive lifetime membership, because the script is so valuable, and it also comes with the School of Stock, which is our educational courses. I have 2 big educational courses teaching the divergence style methodology, and also comes the RockBot code and everything else underneath the umbrella. And there's different other packages if you want to take a monthly package, a 3 month. But right now this sale price, we've been doing a sale, and I said, all right, we'll do something special for this video. If you watch this video and you actually see before the end of the week, we're going to drop the price to $9.99 for this week here. So if you go to Day Trading Radio and go to the lifetime, it'll actually be $9.99 instead of $12.99. It'll be a great sale. Normally it's $17.99, but we're going to do a sale for the Memorial Day. But again, for a special video today, a kind of a surprise Easter egg. If you go to it this week, you'll see it's $9.99, and then it'll go back up next week here to $12.99. So you kind of get a little special discount, $300 discount, if you actually get to this video and follow it. All right, so that's a little Easter egg there, and I would definitely take advantage of that, especially for the new trials out there. So again, let's go back to what we're doing this week. And so this week we're focusing on the MES, ES type of market, futures trading, as we wait for the markets to kind of get through the debt ceiling crisis, if we call it that or anything. Right now, you can see what we call divergence log. This is, again, the script that you run. And again, to get the script to run it on your own machine, the script is given to lifetimers for free. There's no other way of actually getting it. Spent over a year developing it, and it comes with many other different scripts. It comes with a 2020 bull flag. It comes with a long short divergence. So long, like you could actually go back here and see it taking some shorts. If we can go back, and again, you can see how well it's traded. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be running it on my account. Right now, this is on a channel where you could mimic or shadow the Rockbot. This is open to all members. But if you wanted to have this script run on your own machine, then you have to get the lifetime membership, and then then you'll get the code and you can install the code and have it run. Now this blue line here is a new feature of the bot. It's called the quad rotation signal. And I put that down on here to represent a multiple time frame setup. So whenever you see that blue line and you have a divergence, these are going to give you the much bigger moves. As you can see, this was kind of a much bigger, normally in a choppy market, which we've been going down and up a little and down, up a little down and trending out. When we have a kind of a blue marker, or what we call a quad rotation, there's a better chance of a bigger trend break or a change of a trend. In this case, you could actually see the downward trend here. Let me bring that over here, right there. Yeah. If I bring this down here like that, you can see there's a little downward trend back over here also. There was a tight downward channel line here. Actually, it was right here. And you get that breakout of that. And usually a big change of trend. And when you have a divergence and a quad rotation, then you tend to have a really great setup. We call it the super signal. And this is something that all beginner traders should be taking, these super signals, whenever there's a quad rotation. Now, there's other things that overhang the market. You shouldn't just blindly get into a trade. It could be news that's moving the market in an aggressive way, a certain way. If you have some Fed speak, which is a Fed governor coming out, maybe making some comments about the market that the market doesn't like, it might sell off aggressively. There might be some breaking news, a technical level breaks down. So these are some of the things that I try to teach you along with the methodology, and to apply these tools. You could mirror the bot, or you could place the bot on your machine and have them take your trades. But what I prefer people to do is let the bot take the trades, but then manually take control of the trade. So it'll get you in on the first divergence, and then depending on market conditions, you decide if you want to have a tighter stop, a looser trailing stop. If you're in a trending market, moving up, you want to give it some more room to run. If you're in a choppy market, you might want to take it off faster. And these are things that you have to determine day by day. So that's what I try to do. And this thing is programmed in here, optimized pretty good for this choppy market. I have a very tight, as you can see here, we get entries in, and then you'll see there will be a first profit and a trailing stop. And the trailing stop, after the first profit comes in, the trailing stop will come in at break even, meaning here's our divergence. Market's moving up. It takes out first profit taken out. And then what will happen is the stop will move up to the break-even point, and then follow it up a certain amount of ticks depending on what you have. I believe mine is following it up about 1.5 points, I believe, if maybe a point even. Might be even a tight trail, which in this environment, this choppy environment, it works great. So I'm nickel and dime in the market. We're kind of hyper scalping this market, and it really is working out well. So with that tool being used, that's what that looks like right now. And again, there's multiple scripts that we use. We have the quad rotation, we have the divergences. I have a bull and bear flag, which is our special flag technique. So yeah, we have the long short divergence, long short flag, and the quad rotation. That's the scripts you get. I mean, and you can have these all run at the same time and really see this thing as an active trader. And again, there's more information on Day Trading Radio. There's a whole site that is dedicated to the Rockbot and the Tradeometer. The Tradeometer is the other tool that I've developed over the years of traded, and this one also identifies what we do call multiple time frames. It's my order entry indicator. It is a fantastic tool for scalpers of futures. It tracks the ES, NQ, YM, Russell, gold, and oil. But we mainly use it for the ES, NQ, or YM. The Russell's on the other side. Oh, I haven't logged in a while, so it logged me out. There we go. And you can see some good, look at it, called the bottom here. Pretty close to the bottom there. These are kind of scalping moves. This is updated now. We typically want to zoom this in because I restarted it. But I wanted to show you the other side. This needs to update itself too because I haven't had this running. So we'll fix that. We'll let that update. But here's the Russell. Here's a good example on the Russell. And this is there's also historical charts here. I'm going to have to restart this overall. I had it running for the last 2 days, so it's disconnected right now. But you just caught it before. But anyway, that comes standard with all the memberships also. That's our scalping tool. And there's plenty of videos on that and how to use that. Right now, again, you can see this market moving up a little, and you see that the trailing stop just following the price up here. So it kind of just follows it up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the markets today, and I want to show you a couple different things. I want to move this back over to the Rockbot channel, which is over here. So I'm going to take that off the screen and move that back over here for a second. And we're going to look at what I call, this is my Medved trader chart, and it's just the MES with my stochastic bands, and each one of these bands represents something that I teach in the courses. So we're just I'm going to zoom out here, and when I zoom out further and further, you're really going to get a good, interesting picture here. Look at this large pennant formation that's just formed over the last 4 days. Up, down, up, down, up, getting tighter, and tighter. And then what happened today, we kind of broke down through it, and look at the chop. Look at this. Just look at how choppy this compared to seeing a good trending market over the last over some time. This can happen overnight. It really depends. When the market is trending, you get that hold of the 20 period moving average, you get the hold of the 50 period moving average, which is the blue line, and the red line is the 200 period moving average. You'll start to see those things, the red. But in this case, look at the chop through the blue line, back down underneath it, the blue and green here, just really choppy and holding right under the the 200, and that salmon colored line, that pinkish line, is the VWAP. And these are all, these are the only indicators you want to have on your screen, and this is helping you identify that trend. So with the trend being kind of identified, remember this kind of rising wedge that we had moving up, and then we kind of broke down through it. And you see these little dashes and things. This is during the day. I'm actually walking you through the market, and I like to consider myself like a play-by-play market announcer that's following the markets and trading it. And I'll mark out every single thing that's happening, the roadmap to the markets. And that's what I like to call this, the roadmap to the MES or ES, basically. And we'll start off here in the morning. And I was taking these trades too with you. So this is the pre-market. We get in about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And you can see the market's been trending down. I remember just stepping in and said, all right, we have an underlying trend line we're going to start to follow. Now, how are we going to kind of see that? And the first thing I noticed is that the range of the market was giving us just a move up, a move down, a move up, a move down, a move up, move down. Very organized, very choppy. We had to move up, move down, move up, move down, even though the overall channel was down, which is represented down here, right down here, this lower stochastic band. And again, I'll teach you, as you become a member and you get the School of Stock, I'm available to kind of walk you through these and give you these personal little lessons to kind of catch you up. I was worried about someone who joins and we're in the, and they are going to be overwhelmed by some of the information. But, I specialize in getting you up to speed pretty fast. I have a couple of good beginner lessons that kind of really break down some of the things. We're only looking at 3 different setups in the market, really. I'm only looking for 3 different setups. And when we see those setups, when I explained today in our chat rooms and on the show today, it's like just sitting at a poker table, all right? But we don't have any blinds. We don't have to keep on paying. So if we have a good hand, and a good hand represents one of the 3 setups that I teach, when we have a good hand, we take those trades. And those are the high probability trades. If you don't have a good hand, you don't have to take that trade. You don't have to put yourself in the way of the market, especially in the market's so choppy. And when you recognize the market's very, very choppy, up, down, trying to get through the VWAP, trying to get breaking through. You think it's going, but nope, it's back down. It's choppy. Look at this chop that happened sideways from 9:30, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, 12:30, sideways. What a frustrating market. Sideways. 12, 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, still sideways in this area. Finally, it looks like we're breaking out here. We have a nice little divergence. This is what we call a quad. Actually, I'm going too fast. And again, this is something I do every day, so I apologize if I just start run away expecting you to know what I'm talking about. I do keep have to remember that there's a lot of people who are just starting to learn the trade, and the best thing to do is to slow me down. All right. So market opens up, we get a little pop. Now the market here between 9 and 9:30 and 10 o'clock, the first hour trade seems to be. It's never really a shot out of the gate, especially if there's no news that represent a bias in the market, and we're going into the market the same way we did before, and the uncertainty and stuff. There's going to be a lot of chop. So the first move is not always the first move. So we actually shorted the first move up. I shorted right here, and because of the stochastics, all of these were just about overbought. So we took the shot here, and it dropped off. We didn't catch this big move. I took a couple points, and then it kind of just cratered. And then we started working this bear flag back up. And we kind of figured that we could break through the bear flag just because patterns like this move down, and this kind of rotation back up to the 20-period moving average. We watched that. I'm going to just get rid of some of these blue lines here. Let me see what I can do here. All right, I'm actually going to bring the Rockbot back over here as we push up against the secondary target here. And it just hit our second target. Just left off. Oh, that's me in the background. Just hit our second target to the upside. And you can see that trailing stop just following this up. Again, this was very good action today. I was mentioning how well the 1 minute Rockbot was working today. It just nailed every single pullback. But now I'm just doing this live, so let me just throw that back over on the Rockbot channel there. So today we came down to that about 10:30 level. We had this kind of a falling wedge, but what we did see here is this kind of what we call a quad rotation setup, and this is where we have the 9.3, the 14.3, the 44, and the 60.10 all just getting oversold here. Combined being on the lower trend line, 2 points with a straight line. So you had you had that trend line, and you had a quad rotation. And I don't know if there was a divergence here or not. I would have to check back on the Rockbot here. I don't see it visually, but mathematically it could have been a divergence. But typically, if I don't see a good divergence, I wouldn't call it one. So I'm not going to call that a divergence, but I'm still going to call it a quad rotation, which it was, 10-10. So that nice little pop up there, and it pushed right back up to the VWAP. And we know the VWAP is out of all the lines and squiggly lines on the chart. You might think it's kind of a lot of things going on here. Each one of them is important. Remember, I've been trading here 25 years. I've tried everything, and I've narrowed things down to what works for me. So it comes down to some basic things: the VWAP, the 200-period moving average, the 20 and 50, and the stochastic bands here, which are each one is representative of a different time frame, and the way we use it is represented, in the divergence setups. and that's a little bit more complicated, but that is a key component of how we take our trades. So the move down here and the quad rotation makes this what we call a high probability setup, and these are this is where we have to lay the money down and take the trade. Now in this environment also, all these trades are very quick in nature, unless we have, again, the 60-10. I'll go more into that. Again, there's a lot of lessons on that. The 60-10 is important for us to know the bigger direction of the trend. So if this is oversold, usually when we have a quad rotation, when we have all four, and again, quad rotations, quad meaning four, and the four rotations of the stochastics here all getting oversold at the same time, gives us a higher probability of a reversal. And again, we could see that each time we get down there, and this is many years and just constantly studying this and watching this. Now this one didn't officially get under the 20 level, but when you don't get under the 20 level, doesn't mean that it's not going to go back. Once you start turning back up and we start to see that lift, there's usually a good chance that they're all lifting together, that you're going to get some follow through. So typically I'd like to wait until that 20 is taken out to the downside to call it a quad rotation. But if it doesn't, starts turning up, that's sometimes a sign of better strength. And we might not always might miss it by a thing. That's hard to be stuck into that, Sometimes you'll miss that because of that. And that's something that's, that's why it's not a holy grail type of thing. There will be times where you just kind of miss it because it didn't hit your criteria. In some cases, you could adjust your criteria or feel it out and say, all right, these three are good enough, and this is starting to turn back up. I want to get in. And hopefully you don't get in too late, but you have to make that decision. Typically, you would probably get in right around here, and you have a little upside here, and you have the momentum on your side. So when you have that momentum on your side, it's just so much easier to be successful in that trade. So when you have a quad rotation, that's great. When you have a quad rotation and a divergence, that's the super signal. Now, when you have that super signal or a quad rotation, or at least an overbought level, you just have to pay attention to the markets. It's not that hard. When you look back at it, it is hard when you're doing it real time, because the emotion, the fear, everything that's going on, you just you don't know what's the next thing that's gonna drop in the news, and there's a lot of things we watch. But again, if we just turned off all the news and everything and just paid attention to this and said, all right, it was just silence, and we just scrolled out, and I said, all right, the only trades we're going to take are the trades where we have quad rotations or divergences, and I'm just going to be silent, and we're going to go tick by tick. So we're going to start over here, and I said, all right, here's our first quad rotation here. We go long here into a divergence, which was a divergence. Somehow I do believe there was a divergence here on one of our on the rock bot. That's why I marked that down. And you would take that trade. No noise, not worried about debt ceilings, not worried about anything. Just wait for the quad rotation. And if you took that quad rotation, it moved up. And if you took that quad rotation and you took it off when it got overbought, you would have had a decent little move. Now in this case, you get overbought, it could come right back down. And then we talk about that. I mark off where you should be taking profits. In this case, you had a 44 get overbought. This one started to turn over, and that's whenever your 60-10 starts to turn over, it starts to fail. Then you have to be careful. You have to be careful, and this starts to fail and fail and fail, then it pulls back down. So let's just say market pulled back down, and it takes a while for this to kind of get oversold. Even this comes down, and this is still not oversold, and it starts to bounce back up. This seems to be waiting on it. This starts to rotate back down. Finally, this is under 20, this is under 20, this is under 20. And finally, you see that dotted line here? Right there? That's where I determine it's under 20. So when we have the dotted line and all three of them get oversold, then we start looking at that as a good trade opportunity. And that's what I'd mark off and identify for you as we're trading. And these are the trades you're going to be taking. Quad rotation, it only happens in this situation. Right? It only happens here. It only happened, well, just about there. It only happened here, and it happened here. Each one of those times, there was a decent move in the direction of the quad rotation where it told it was going. And then you got the rotation up, and then you got, and the chop in this market was horrendous. I mean, it wasn't like you could I'm going long and going to lunch and coming back, you would have, missed, 8 point, 6, 7, 8 points before it started rolling back over and going down at 20 points. You don't want that. Excuse me for my choppy cough there. Then we started to go, get a little breakdown here. What time was it? This was about 3:30. And the 3:30 trade, at 3:15 we start to say, that's our end of our day for trading. I don't like to trade the close, so I don't usually do much. And this market actually came all the way back down to the lows all day long. It chopped around, and then at the last minute, right at 4 o'clock, we closed at the lows, and then after hours, we kind of started moving around here. Now, 6 o'clock when the markets opened up, futures continue to trade, and these again, my rock bottoms continue to work. The tradeometer continues to work. Our indicators work, and you can trade these over hours. You don't have the liquidity, the volume, but it's still doable. And I'm doing that tonight. So here was a nice divergence here that happened right at 6:45. A beautiful, beautiful low and a lower low, but a much higher low, and a higher low on the 14.3, and even a higher low on the 40.10, which is my favorite divergence on the 40.10. The 44, excuse me. The 60.10 is underneath it. 44. You don't see the label there. And again, all this stuff is in the courses that are available as a lifetime member. So this is where we left off out of that divergence, and we've been going up ever since. So that divergence was identified. That happened at 6:30. What time was 6:30 here? Yeah. That was a quad rotation, and that was identified right here, and it's been pushing all the way up. But then it pulled back a little, and then it gave us another divergence. And then it just went back up here. Now it's pulled back a little bit more. But I'm just so happy with the progress on this. And these choppy markets are actually great for bots like this. I was hoping for a trending market where we just go long, understand the strength in the market. It's much easier in some cases. When the choppy markets, the hard part is staying out of the chop and only taking the trades that need to be taken, like a divergence or a quad rotation. So tomorrow we're going to be doing the same thing. Now I also broadcast in the stocks, trades, futures, options, everything. So I'm not taking as many trades as I would like. I'm not catching them all. But so tomorrow, what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm actually going to activate the bot on my trading account and let it take the entries for me, and then I'll manually take control of it. So you can watch that all day tomorrow with me. I'm going to be in the office at about 7:45, and then we typically look at what we call our flatline poppers, these stocks that are usually under $5, $6. You notice the prices have gone up here. Quite a few of these prices are up in the $5, $6 level, $7 level, that are moving much bigger. Look, 100% moves, 78% move, 28%, 36% move. These are pretty decent moves that we catch each day in the morning. So that's what we concentrate in the morning. Then 9:30 comes around. I think we concentrate a little bit more on the futures as the overhead and the overhanging debt ceiling debates and discussions kind of just weigh on the market. The market's in this tight range. Let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at the S&P chart here, and then we'll let you guys go. I have other things I got to do, but don't forget, take advantage of the sale that I have for this week here, Easter egg sale. Take advantage of it. Like what did I say? I think it was 200. It was $9.99 for the lifetime off. That's an extra 200 off, or just for this week. I think it's $12.99. I'll bring it down to $9.99 for this week, and then the $125 3-month starter special. Again, we'll bring that down to $99. You can contact me if you want to take advantage of that at ironaction@yahoo.com, or you could just go to the site. You should see the prices change on it. I'm going to change the prices tonight on that, and the prices will just be automatically changed on the order form. So if you go to Day Trading Radio and click on any of the packages, you'll see a list of the packages, and the prices will be changed on that. That's if you're a trial member and seeing this, or it may be a trial member, or if someone wants to upgrade to a lifetime or buy a second lifetime, which helps the show a lot. Take a look at the daily chart here. And there's no joke about this consolidation and choppiness. You know, going out pretty much all through April, all through May, going into June. I mean, this is awful for option traders. You know, it's just not getting anywhere. Just decay, premium decay. Look at this. This is going back to the end of March, and then April consolidated, May consolidated. Sideways. Which way are we going to go? How is this going to work out? The big line above is 4,200. The consensus out there, a lot of people looking at 4,300 as a target. And then the other side of the screen, a lot of consensus looking for a dropout or a big flush. Now, where does that flush go, and what is going to cause that flush? You know, default, I don't know. I mean, it's just, they're talking about everything. So we are in a choppy market, a dangerous market. Elon Musk was out today in his investor meeting, and he even said he expected troubles for the next 12 months. And you'll think, oh, this guy's a genius, you know? If he thinks it's going to be trouble, then it must be trouble. And you wonder if, you know, how this is going to play out. But we'll see. But that's what we're dealing with right now, a choppy market. But it's good for our futures traders. And if you're not a futures trader and you want, a future trader, and you want to learn more about it, feel free to reach out. We can kind of give you some direction on how to get going, what brokers to use, how much do you need to start, what are good discount brokers. That's what we're here for, to help everyone. So feel free to reach out and ask questions. You can use this video to do it, and or take a trip over to Day Trading Radio and contact us there. DayTraderRadio.com. I want to sign out. We're going to do this for tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day. We're going to activate the Rockbot on the trade, or activate the Rockbot on my account. So I'm going to let that automatically take those trades instead of manually taking those trades, which I did today. I just manually take them. But this time we're not going to miss any divergence, because I'm looking back. I said we have a day like we did today. I mean, it's back and forth. You're just picking up money off the street here. Bang, 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 bang. Again, I would definitely, and people, if you need to trade futures and you need a broker to trade futures with, might as well, test out the Ninja Trader broker. You could actually download it for free and kind of give it a test spin. All right, when you give that a test spin, let me see what's going on. The market just dropped there a little. Yeah, it did just drop a little. See, the trailing stop is right underneath it. So we'll watch to see if that comes into play. One last thing I will say here is, because I can never say enough, everyone's going to try to call the market here. It's hard to believe that anybody knows anything anymore, right? Uncharted territory. We're always in uncharted territories. Even though history sometimes repeats itself, it doesn't really. I mean, it's always a different outcome, one way or another. Things are different each time around. There's other things at play here, other forces behind the scenes. This could be a little divergence right here, by the way. Right here. Double top, a little lower high. Not really a great divergence, though. All right, so that's it. So I was going to do my prediction of what I think, how this whole thing plays out, which is, again, which way is it going to break? Is it going to break above the 4,200, or is it going to break below the 4,100? Pretty much a 100-point range here. If we break either way, is that going to be the true direction? That's the key here. A breakout doesn't mean it's going to be all's well. The breakout tends to sometimes be a fake out, and we roll down, and again, the breakdown. Well, even though that's depressing, and when things look the worst, they say, "Oh, we're breaking down, and we're going to go down." People start talking, and fear comes in. Lots of times that'll trick people, and this thing will reverse and rip higher. So I would say, whatever way we go, I don't know if it's going to be the true move. The first move, I don't think is going to be the true move, and I don't think it's going to be the breakout. It's going to be the move before the big move. So whatever move we go first, we're going to go the opposite. All right, but that's not going to affect us, because on the 5-minute time frame and on our Rockbot, and even when we look at the 5-minute cash here, that would be considered a great opportunity right there. Look at that V right here. That's almost what we call a Nike check mark. Anytime you have that type of pullback and then that V, you get that upside. And now this is a 5-minute chart. This is a 5-minute chart from yesterday. This is a 5-minute chart for today. If you get over, see that red line here? Tell me how this is not, each time it gets down there and you have that little bias to the upside, except here, every so often you won't. But even at this point, where you had a couple of candles and it drop back down, once it turns back down, or it starts to, not moving like you expect it to move, then you say, all right, something's not right. There will be times when it does break down. And that's something we have to, you learn to identify that. Especially, here's a good example right here, is where we popped and we moved up, but we didn't move up even past this trend line. In the stochastics kind of got overbought on the 9.3. Typically, you want to see at least, when you're up here overbought, you move back down. You're up here overbought, you move back down. You moved up here to overbought, and you just dropped off here again. And again, this is the cash, so this is going to be a little different when we open on, depending on how the futures open up. I think we just got a stop out there on the trailing stop. But again, easy enough to know when to put the money on the table and know when to hold them and when to fold them. So that's what we're going to look at tomorrow. This type of trade, the bigger channels here. Do we get down to this level before rebounding back up, or do we get up before rebounding back down? Interesting times right now. But the short-term trading is where it's at. If you need some help with that, we're here. I'll catch you guys in the markets tomorrow. Don't forget, DayTraderRadio.com. If you want to get more information on the Rockbot and some of the other things, just go there. All the information. Scroll down to, let's see, I think I have the Rockbot link is right here. If you want to find out more information on it, click on that. And there's a video on there. It talks about what it trades and everything that it can trade and how to set it up and how it works, basically, and what signals that come with it. And then it also has some information on the tradeometer. It's another tool you get with the membership here at Day Trading Radio. So hope you enjoyed that, and we'll move on to the next thing. DayTradingRadio.com signing off here. I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, last thing, and the Easter egg. Special discount for anybody who sees that and goes over for the end of the week. Here we have a little discount for you.